Bridget Singana is a standing ground. Bridget, a very good morning to you. There's been very little to no turnout in the counties of Kisumu and Eldoret town when it comes to the celebration of Labor Day. How's it going in Nakuru?
Well, I think it's the same script here in Nakuru, Nina. Even the county government has not had any special occasion towards this day. We've tried to speak also with the labor officials here, union officials. One of the biggest unions here in this county is the Kenya Plantation and Agricultural Workers Union. That is one of the oldest unions here in the country and also in the county. This is an agricultural rich region. They also have workers representative from here, even in the tea plantations in the South Rift region, going all the way to Kericho, Bomet and Nandi counties, but even them, they have nothing special organized for this day. So it's kind of a dull and cool moment here in Nakuru County. But I am also with one of the workers, a resident here in Nakuru County, who's also working in one of the companies here that is taking time on this Labor Day to speak to us. And welcome so much on NTV. Tuambie tu leo umeamka hauendi kazini, lakini ulikuwa unatarajia nini katika hotuba ya rais leo akiongea maneno ya labor?
Kwa jina langu ni Collins Wellington Onono Nyadianganyi Arombe ya Jode Sagwe. Pia wananijua kama mzungu mweusi wa Kisumu, na hii ni kwa sababu mara nyingi sana mimi huzungumza lugha sanifu ya Kiswahili kwa ndweo.
Tuambie tu kwa nini leo umekuja town, hauko kazini, unatarajia nini kutokana na hotuba ya rais?
Kutokana na hotuba ya rais, ningependa watu waongelee kuhusu salary, mshahara iongezwe. Kwa sababu hadi sasa kama mimi mwenyewe salary yangu iko chini kidogo. Kwa hivyo angezungumza kidogo kuhusu mshahara, ingekuwa jambo la maana.
Na hali ya maisha imekuwaje? Kama unasema mshahara itoshi na gharama ya maisha imepanda, unaona unajikaza kwa njia gani?
Hali ya maisha ni magumu kidogo kwa sababu bei ya kila kitu kimeenda juu na mshahara iko chini kidogo. Kwa hivyo ni hali ya kujikaza kisabuni. Lakini inabidi tu tufanye kazi bila wasiwasi wala tashwishi juu hakuna namna nyingine.
Asante sana, tutazungumza nawe baadaye. Nina, I'm also being joined on set by an official from the county government of Nakuru. He is the chief officer in charge of trade and entrepreneurship and cooperatives here in the county. He's a young person, but he may be able to answer some of the questions we have as regards this day and youth unemployment. Welcome so much on NTV. Tell us your name and your official title here at the Nakuru County Government.
Thank you. My name is Martin Kagai. I'm the chief officer cooperatives and entrepreneurship in the Department of Trade.
Martin, you're a young person, and one of the big things, the challenges this Nakuru city is facing is unemployment. It's a city, but people don't have jobs. Tell us about youth unemployment and the plans that the county government has.
Youth unemployment is one of the main things that is a challenge, and one of the plans that the county government has. For example, if you have a look at my department, we are planning to nurture the youth and the entrepreneurs and the SMEs so that maybe we can try and fill up that gap by making sure that we nurture them and they work well and they support their businesses so that maybe we can work towards reducing unemployment where we have many youths who are now self-employed. Yes.
Most of the times people feel like these plans the government has in terms of ending unemployment are not a reality. Let's just have a practical example. For example, entrepreneurship. This is something big, and even the president campaigned on this, saying that the hustlers, the people who work at the bottom of the pyramid, are the ones who are going to be considered in his development agenda. What are you doing about it?
Basically, what we are doing towards that, these people, we're encouraging them to maybe have good books where they deposit their money through the banks and through M-Pesa and everything, so that once we maybe launch the fund for the entrepreneurs, we will have a basis of appraisal so that we can also empower them. And through that, once they are given maybe these loans at subsidized rates and at low interest rates, they'll be able to work and improve. I think that is an agenda which was with the president, it's also with our governor, and it's an agenda that is achievable, and we are going to achieve it. Yes.
Give us maybe an example on how you're going to build entrepreneurship in young people here in Nakuru County. Agriculture is one of the big things. I don't know how else you're going to boost maybe incomes for the young people here.
In terms of agriculture, maybe we'll be giving them seedlings for pyrethrum, which grows well in Nakuru, the avocados, and maybe coffee. And you see, even there's a survey that was being done, and people actually saw that having maybe a few plantations of coffee, maybe in a quarter an area, is more profitable than having a boda boda, which will earn you maybe, the coffee will earn you around 200 bob per day, rather than also owning a boda boda. So these are some of the areas that maybe we'll be encouraging our youths, and once they come up also with their ideas, we'll be ready to nurture them and give them support. Yes.
Thank you so much. And cooperatives, you know, young people, you've been encouraged to join groups and all that, but how can the young people in Nakuru County also know that the power in coming together in cooperation, and also what other cooperatives are you working with in the county to ensure that people here have jobs?
Basically, we are working towards building and nurturing the cooperatives that are there. We'll also be giving them the cooperative fund. We'll be giving them loans, those that are established. And one thing we can encourage the youth is to join those circles and the cooperatives, because they build, they help them build the culture of savings. And it is through this culture of savings where they'll come with their books of accounts and everything, then they'll be able to bargain for maybe more credit. Yes.
And maybe in terms of the cooperative agenda here in Nakuru, which cooperatives are you working with? Are you mostly in agriculture? Are you also in tourism and all these other activities that make this Nakuru worth being a city?
Basically, we are working with all of them, even the saving circles and the cooperatives. Most of them are agriculture, the value chain cooperatives, and also the circles that are there. We are working towards enhancing them, those that are well established, and those that are not registered, will help them register and will give them good advice, so that they can build their circle well, so that they can now maybe start accessing this fund. Yeah.
I would not let you go without talking about the job agenda and the way everyone is complaining the cost of living is high. You're a young person, maybe somebody out there is really looking at being self-employed. The government is trying to push people into self-employment. Is that the solution really?
Being self-employed is not something that is bad. It's a good thing when you're self-employed, because you know, even if you ask many people, many entrepreneurs, they all started from somewhere, and they work, and maybe they grow to something big. So it is something that people should also look at. People should not focus so much on employment, because if you can look at our country, the economy is not so good. And you see most counties and most government institutions, they are being told to check on their wage bill. So we might not go even that direction of maybe employment. The real way to go is about being entrepreneurs. That is what I will encourage the youth: be an entrepreneur, start up something. They can also maybe do farming, because if right now, even at the moment, you can look, maybe our president subsidized the fertilizers, yeah, and you see if for those who are growing maize, they are set to reap big because of the subsidized fertilizers and the seeds and everything. And going forward, these people maybe will be joining cooperatives, and they'll have good avenues of selling their produce. And in future, you might get maybe farming and entrepreneurship is something that is going to be more attractive than employment. Yeah.
Parting shot to the people going to celebrate Labor Day at Uhuru Gardens. The president, this is the first Labor Day celebrations for President William Ruto from Nakuru County. What would you like people and the rest of the country to know as we look forward to ensuring that this government delivers on its promises?
Maybe I will say that today we are waiting to hear what the president has to say. And one thing we have to appreciate is that he's one of maybe us. He's a hustler like us. So he's somebody who understands quite well about the hardships of people who are doing, these people, the workers and everybody. So we are waiting to listen to him and his agenda. And I know he has a good agenda. And going forward, I see good things coming for the people. Yeah, for the workers.
Thank you so much. Nina, that is Martin Kagai, the Chief Officer in charge of trade and industrialization here and cooperatives here in Nakuru County. And he's just talking about the plans that the county government has in ensuring that they create opportunities for the young people. He's a young person, and he is also talking about the need for the initiative by young people to really create those opportunities for themselves in an economy that is not really ready, or at the moment struggling to create employment opportunities. But in the run-up to this day, we did a special report on the challenges ordinary Kenyans are facing in this time, and as we look at maybe the president talking about the minimum wage. This morning we read on the Daily Nation the Secretary General of Cooperative talking about they need a general increase in wages and not just the minimum wage. But in our special report, we spoke to people who are doing ordinary jobs, menial jobs, most of them being forced to take up 2 to 3 jobs so that they can really meet their daily needs. And this is what I leave you with as we sign off here from Nakuru. And happy Labor Day to all the workers in Kenya and the rest of the world.